jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because you have three, usually. You have civil, criminal, and commercial.
Yeah.
So this is the commercial side of it. If I draw it, it might make sense. Always is a triangle.
Janice, have you got my original copies? No.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you've got no. Sorry.
So in claims you have criminal complaints or criminal allegations. You have also civil claims and commercial. You see. So, for instance, when they bring someone sues you for anything, it's going to be a civil claim, a civilian court. You see, it's a different process. They use something called civil procedure rules. If you're going to use the courts, so you have to use civil procedure rules. If you're going to use criminal, it's called criminal procedure rules as well. Now this one is the commercial process, and it's just step by step.
This is the contract side of things.
Yeah, how they contract you into these agreements. So we're just going to explain to you what it is that they do. So when you receive a letter, what is it? Because people receive something coming in the post, but they don't know what it is, they don't know its commas, and how to deal with it. We're just explaining what that correspondence is. Okay. So number one, all law is contract. Okay. Or what we say is agreements between parties supersedes the law. Make any sense? Doesn't make sense. That agreement supersedes the law. So for instance, if we under common law and trespass is unlawful, but you have two properties next to each other, so that's property one, property two. So trespass is unlawful, so the owner of property one cannot trespass the boundaries and go onto the property of this guy. You see, that's the law, because under common law trespass is unlawful. However, if this guy comes to this guy and reaches an agreement where he says you can come through my land, that supersedes the law. So the agreement stands. That's what I mean by agreement supersedes the law. Yeah? You okay? Okay, so all law is contract. Would you like a copy?
Somehow, somehow.
I thought you guys went out.
We went and got the appropriate ones, but there's not too many here.
Right.
That's
So,
yours, Cliff.
I'm doing this.
yeah, I'll get you a copy, don't worry.
Okay.
You have done video anyway. But that's a better copy. Alright, so all commercial processes, such as charges, now these are the things that people deal with. Charges, number one. They all function via affidavits. So that's the first thing you need to know. That all commercial processes, they function via commercial affidavits. Even charges. Right? So if somebody drops a document that says charges on it, there should be an affidavit that created it to begin with. That's the point. An affidavit is just that. It's a signed oath. Somebody saying that they have personal knowledge of the information they're putting on paper and presenting to an official for signature. You see, that's it. So as long as you know that all charges require an oath, you have to be affidavit, then you can challenge all charges because you're going to ask for the original charging sheet, always, to see the signature who signed it. And as long as it's not there, the charge is false. But people don't know to ask for the original charging sheet. Okay? That's three charges. All charges, whether the electric charges or the charges that the police enforcers bring. Same thing. A charge is a charge.
Somebody puts a charge in your property. So if somebody puts a charge in your property, you can ask for is it the same thing?
Same process. They must have gone to a court somewhere, you see, and put their name on a piece of paper saying they made a statement to start with, because before they put a charge, it's to do with money. It's commerce. So they have to write a statement that you owe them some money and you haven't paid them. Then get that notarized and official. Then they can file that to get the charge put on your property. That's the only way to do it. I cannot just go and say, listen, could you put a charge on this somebody's property without signing a document saying I'm saying the truth? No. So that's the only thing.
So who would you ask for something like that from? Like
Whoever's bringing the charge.
Oh, so you do, oh, right, okay. Directly to the person.
So I say something going to try and charge you. So if I try to charge you, you say, okay, fine. Where's the affidavit that you wrote and give to to court to say that, yeah, the charge is true? And as soon as I see it, I'll pay you. Ask the court that. We ask the court all the time, but they never produce it. So they bring a claim and say, fine, the original claim in court, can we please have it?
So that's why the utility companies privately hire a room, because they're not swearing anything. They're just kind of conspiring against you with a corporate account and no statements of fact or truth. Aren't they?
Yeah, because they've created the two-tier system. So everything you're going to do is 2 tiers now. See, it's not just one law now. There's a lawful and a legal. Legal. What you're talking about is what they put on this side here, that they can do anything on presumptions and just ignore the law. As long as they follow the procedures and rules, they cover themselves. That's why they created rules and procedures. The people who work for these corporations, they're more concerned about rules and procedures than the law. You see? Because that's all that covers them against liability. As long as he can prove that he followed the rules and procedures, he's off the hook. It doesn't matter what happened to you. All he has to do is, hang on a second, I follow the rules and procedures.
Yeah.
That's all. So that's all they care about. You file this paperwork this way, this time, like this, like this. They know all this stuff. What time, which paper goes before which one, like that. The procedures. But law, they have no idea what the law is. They don't teach them the law. Same with the police. They don't teach the police the law.
That's why when you have a conversation with them on that level, they're just like, talking bubbles there.
Yeah.
The headset popping like a robot. It's going to break, so you have to slow down. Okay, I won't ask the question again. It's going to break, but they have no clue what we're talking about when it comes to law.
We're all Doctor Who's dealing with Daleks, really, aren't we?
Yeah, call them automatons.
Yeah.
So you need to know the orders and the commands, because they're not real people when they're in uniform.
Yeah.
You have to know which orders to give them to function, because they're robots. Robots want commands and orders, that's all. So if you try to deal with them on a human level, or man level, they won't hear you.
Yeah.
They need to be told the rules and regulations. According to this rule, you cannot do that. Oh, right, okay. You talk about law, no. So that's how you deal with it. That's with charges also, bogus charges. Right. Now, without the said acceptance of liability, which is the affidavit, and the facts provided to support one's assertions, no credibility is established. So somebody does not have credibility if they're unwilling to submit an affidavit saying they're saying the truth. You have no credibility. It's as simple as that. And that's how you damage cases from beginning. As soon as somebody tries to bring a charge and you ask him, fine, we do a condition acceptance. We're going to pay you your charges if we see the original or certified copy of the original affidavit that you used to begin your claim. And make sure you get it within 3 days. Otherwise you can piss off with that nonsense. Kill it at the beginning. We don't mess with these people. As soon as they raise their head, you smack them. And you wait for the next one, you smack him as well. And the next one, smack them as well. ABC.
Joy, this 3-day rule, I know about it, 72 hours. Is it Uniform Commercial Code? And if so,
Contract law.
Contract law.
Everything is contract. Every time they send you a correspondence, they're going to say to you, oh, don't worry, you can write to us within 14 days. Sometimes they say 21 or 28. It's a trick.
Yeah.
Okay? It's 3 days. 3 days. 21. What's the other one? 28, how much is that? 8, 9, 10. It's 21. It's 72 hours to be precise. 72 hours is 9. It's a first circle. I'm going numerology. Maybe I should know. Doesn't make sense. That's 9 being a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Those are the only numbers. And that denotes completion. And the completion is a circle, 360. Yeah.
And the 3 and the 6 again from the 360 equals 9.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, conditional acceptance.
What did you say that said? That the CONACC? Is that what it said?
Oh yeah, I'm going to go through this, yeah. It's conditional acceptance. But that's the process. It's here. Just jumping up and down. Once we flow, we won't stop. Right. I'm gonna move on. The process now. So number one is going to be the process under the heading process. So number one, the creditor or alleged creditor delivers notice of claim, and these are the letters you get all the time. It might look like a letter, but it's a notice of claim. That's what it is. So if you receive a letter in the post, it's not from your friends or family, it's always somebody looking for money. Right? That is a notice of claim. So how do you do that? In commerce, you have 4 responses. 2 of them you remain in commercial honor, 2 of them you go into dishonor. You have acceptance, so you accept their claim. Conditional acceptance leaves you in honor, commercial honor, and you can always damage these people if you remain in commercial honor. If you argue or cause a dispute or ignore, these 2 are commercial dishonor, and most of us are caught up here arguing with these people and ignoring them. All they have to prove to their fake courts is that they send you 3 letters and you fail to respond, and they'll get the claim through. So you don't need to ignore them, you don't need to argue with them. What you need to do is either accept their claims, which is acceptance for value, which is you take the instrument, you put the acceptance for value wording on it, you put the letter of authority attached to it, you send a copy to Treasury and a copy to whoever is claiming you owe the money, and you keep a copy for your own records. That's acceptance for value, and we're going to discuss that either today or tomorrow, and I have samples of how to do it. That's number 1. What we do normally is here, conditional acceptance, which is I accept your claims on condition that you can give me the original charging sheet, a copy of it, for instance. Or with these so-called governments, we ask them now, we'll pay you whatever money you want if you can prove that, for instance, you have a license to do business. You see? Yeah. Or that you're part of the government, as you claim. Whatever it is that they claim, and that's how it is. As simple as that. And if they cannot prove it within a certain amount of time, then by law they have to leave you alone, because they've failed to prove their claim. The claim doesn't stand. Only proven claims stand. Yeah. So you don't argue with people in commerce. You don't ignore people in commerce. This is currency. Currency is electricity. Electricity is the flow, and you need it to live. So the current has to keep going. So you cannot block the current by your ignorance or your ignorance. You see? And people have to understand with money as well. Sometimes you go into commercial honor. For instance, you might be right. It could be to mortgage. You realize the fraud, and then you just stop paying. That's commercial dishonor. Because currency is a chain. You cannot just stop the chain. You have to give notice in commerce. For instance, you're going to do your mortgage, you have to give them notice that I need certain information. If you fail to give me the information, then I'm going to stop paying the mortgage next month. You see, that's a notice. So they have 30 days to adjust the position. Because money is currency, and if I stop paying you today, for instance, if you're used to me paying your mortgage every month, and you've done that for 5 years, and I'm used to it, and I rely on that money to pay my bills, and whoever I'm paying my bills to, they transfer them to somebody else, that's the currency. You see, so you cannot just stop it. You need to give me notice so I can adjust my payments as well, so that it carries on. And that's why if you ignore it or argue, you create that disharmony in currency, in commerce. So whatever you're going to do in commerce, you have to give notice. In writing, preferably. If it's mortgage, say, listen, I think you're a fraudster. You refuse to give me all the information I need. I'm going to give you 1 month. If I don't hear from you, within 1 month, I'm going to stop paying the mortgage. And that's how you create a contract. And that becomes a contract. And give them time. If you have any objections, let me know within so many days. If I don't hear from you, it means you don't disagree with me, which means you agree with me. Boom, that's contract. And you can always rely on the document getting notarized. Okay.
How does that work in relation to council tax?
Council tax. Tax. You see, it's about words, right? Tax. I don't know anything about that. You see, for me, tax, that's where we start, because we deal with words. When somebody says to me tax, that's where I start. And I understand as a man, I don't know anything about that. Only corporations pay taxes. Only taxpayers pay taxes. Right? So when they write you, they're going to say, dear taxpayer, it's up to you, a man, to decide to attach to this taxpayer and fill in the form as a taxpayer. And then you can pay taxes. You see. And when it comes to taxes, there's evasion and avoidance as well. Evasion is illegal, avoidance is lawful.
What is the difference?
The difference
A
is...
good lawyer.
Okay, the difference is tax. Tax is tax law, right? Tax law is private and public law, right? A man is private man. Tax is public law. That's the difference. All right? Public law does not apply on the private man, except by consent. That's the difference. You need to understand private law and public law.
Okay.
Yeah, public law is for public bodies. Yeah.
Okay.
A man is a private man. So for him to go into public law, he has to contract and become a corporation called a taxpayer.
So if a man is sent letters that state it's council tax, is it avoidance? Is it lawful avoidance if he just does not respond to those letters?
Right. There's two. Either accept it. So what you do is you accept it, A for V it. So you accept it for value. You give an endorsement. You exempt your national security, your NI, national insurance number. You use that to discharge the charge.
Okay.
That's acceptance. So it's acceptance for value. You can condition accept it, which means you don't pay them yet. You write them a letter and say, oh, thank you very much for this stuff here. I'll pay you if you can prove to me that there's something called a taxpayer where I live. That's just one. That's just one. There's 100 of those you can give them.
Okay.
You see? And if you don't prove it within 3 days, I'll expect that you believe there's a taxpayer here and I won't hear from you ever again.
Or do you go through it with your affidavits, like you said, you've got some affidavits to show?
Yeah, if you want to play a game with them, you can carry on with them forever. You just don't... conditional acceptance, as long as you keep it here, you can write back and forth for a whole year, asking them all kinds of questions.
Just a quick testimony. I wrote to Inland Revenue when they were trying to charge me for not filing a tax return.
Those guys.
Yeah, and I said, excuse me, but I'm private.
Yeah.
I'm a private man, and they wrote back saying tax to pay 0.00, all penalties discharged. Not heard from them for 3 years.
Yeah.
So as long as put them back next to you, you know who you are.
Yeah.
They can have your letter.
And they're active, and you're the only one that's correct. You cannot make it up as you go.